think we have done, almost everyone has talked. Few more people are there. I don't know if they are still here. Okay. All right. It's actually almost time. Maybe we can take a 5 minutes break, and we will do a very short lesson today, because it's important for us also to learn a little bit today, right? As the first day. So let's take a 5 minutes break, and then we see you again. Thank you so much. Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we are going to learn just a little bit, not much. This class will be held in every Saturday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, and these are some of the days that we have lined up for upcoming weeks, but we will continue, okay? We will not stop here. In April we will continue to learn more and more, because we want to actually help you understand the Pali suttas yourself. So it will be a long journey, but you need patience, you need dedication and enthusiasm. So in today's introduction and orientation, we already discussed about ourselves. We got to know about ourselves, and next time we will also learn some basic grammar like gender, number and case. Declension of nouns also can be very interesting, and Pali to English and English to Pali, some words we will translate. These will be some of the activities that we are going to do in the coming weeks. So today, very famous, very simple learning. So this one I think almost everyone knows, right? I would really love to hear from different accents here. We have people from different countries, and why don't we try? Any volunteers who want to chant this Pali sentence? Ayanandapudi, why don't you try first?
Well, it's one of my favorite sentences, so thank you. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I would like to invite some more volunteers. Let's see how. Oh, see?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, please go ahead.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Mai?
Yes, may I try? Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Thank you.
Oh, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. All right, some more people?
May I, Bante?
Yes, please.
Dr. Satya. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. नमो तस्स भगवतो अरहतो सम्मा संबुद्धस्स नमो तस्स भगवतो अरहतो सम्मा संबुद्धस्स
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay?
Can I try Bhante?
Sure.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Don't you see already the vibe? When we have such diversity in accent, pronunciation, it makes me so happy actually. Anyone else?
May I try?
Sure. I was about to ask you.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa arahato bhagavato samma sambuddhassa.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, Amrut. Really wonderful. You have done a lot of homework. Very good. Okay. All right. I think we definitely would like to give more people a chance in the future too. We will have maybe some Dhammapada stanzas, and we will also bring up some sutta quotations so that we will all read together. Okay? And let me also chant this myself, and then we will discuss about the meaning. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So here Namo means homage, paying homage. Tassa, to him. Who is that to him? The Blessed One, to the Blessed One. Bhagavato, Arahato, the Worthy One. So this is the enlightened one. Samma Sambuddhassa, to the perfectly enlightened one. So this is the meaning. Homage to him, the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the fully enlightened one. That is the meaning when you say it 3 times. This is how we begin all our lessons, all our sessions, all our Buddhist events, right? All our chantings, prayers. We in the Buddhist tradition, Theravada Buddhist traditions, we use this. And I'm sure the other people, in cross cultures, like different Buddhist schools, they also have almost the same. For example, Namo Amitabha, homage to the Amitabha Buddha, infinite light of that Buddha. And then we also, I think in Vietnamese, they also say, if I am not mistaken, maybe Mike can correct me if I am wrong. Namo, how do you say? Namo Bonsa Tikya Muni Fat.
Yeah.
The Mahayana way of chanting. I feel it's almost like the Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato. Namo Bonsa Tikya Muni. That Tikya Muni means Shakya Muni. Right? To the Shakyamuni Buddha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To Sakyamuni Buddha.
Right. So if you want to see that, Sanskrit version may be Namah Tasya Bhagavato, maybe the same. Arhato maybe, or Samyak Sambuddhasya. That should be the Sanskrit. Maybe Publikirti can see if there is any other Sanskrit version. Kirti, you have learned Sanskrit, right?
Yes, a little bit, but I dare not correct you.
Okay. Yeah, we need to learn these things in different variation. That will be really nice. Yeah. So this is how we start all our events. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to him, the blessed one, the worthy one, the fully enlightened one. And then we go to another sentence.
Bhante, can I ask a question?
Sure.
Yeah. Is it a fair statement to say that the Mahayana tradition has more Sanskrit than the Pali pronunciation?
Yeah, that's a good question actually, because when it comes to the development of Buddhism, evolution of Buddhist schools, like the Buddhism spread to many parts of the world, and then the northern school or the southern school, we say, or the early Buddhism, Theravada Buddhism, or whatever, and that they adopted the Pali language, which was the common folks language those days. Pali, if you know, like already, Pali language is more commonly similar to many of your languages. If you are from, Maharashtra, or I don't know, maybe Kerala also, and if you are from maybe Bengal, Orissa, and also I heard also people from Punjab, maybe Amrit knows it better too. They say a lot of Pali words are still there in their own languages. So Pali was the common people's language those days, and Sanskrit was a more scholastic language. And so when Theravada Buddhists started using Pali as their medium of instruction and medium their communication, the Mahayana school, they started having Sanskrit as their medium, yes. And later on we also know Mahayana, in Tibet they have Tibetan version. So Sanskrit agamas were there. So Sanskrit agamas, those were like, we say Digha Nikaya, so in Sanskrit Dirgha Agama. So they were translated into Chinese and other Mahayana Buddhist countries, their languages like Vietnam or Chinese or Korea or Japan. So they used early Sanskrit Agama texts.
That's the one that is also called Vajrayana?
Yeah, that was actually Vajrayana is basically in Tibet.
Okay,
but that's also part of Mahayana Buddhism. Yeah, right.
Thank you.
There could be a little difference. We have actually a good person here, Ayasilananda. She knows it better too. She was a practitioner of Tibetan Buddhism. So, Ayasilananda, do you want to say something? Oh, Janaki.
Bhante, I just want to clarify one thing, that Samma Sambuddhassa, so it is translated as the perfectly enlightened one, but Samma Sambuddhassa means the enlightened one, or the Buddha who has who was awakened without having a teacher, without anybody's teaching. Isn't that so?
Yeah, definitely. So when we say we don't use perfectly for other Arahantas, so Samma Sambuddhassa, when we say, that is why we say perfectly enlightened. So enlightened one, others can be enlightened ones, but perfectly enlightened one only we refer to the Buddha.